Paris, the art capital of the world. Henri Matisse, Louise Bourgeois, Pablo Picasso, this is where some of the world's most important artists made history. Today, Paris still appeals to those hungry for artistic experiences. That's how it attracted me. My name is Marzena Jarczak, and I want to explore parts of the art world that usually remain unseen. In this series, I'm going to see how art is made, sold and collected, and I'm taking you with me. It all starts in the artist studio. From initial ideas and sketches to finished works, this is where the art is made. I'm on my way to Lille to visit the studio of Hichama Berrady, an artist whose immersive pieces merge art with science. Hichama's works have been exhibited in Centre Pompidou, Palais de Tokyo and Menor Gallery, and I'm here to learn more about his creative process.
Since I was a child, I was fascinated by the shapes that nature can create, and I was born and I raised in Casablanca in Morocco, and it's a city that there is no so much nature in it. It's almost like it's a big city that is evolving very fast and almost like a living organism. It's also a link to chaos that is, in my work is it's a theme that is very important for me. In a certain way, I think that recreating a kind of nature indoor, it's something that came from where I lived. I only made a scientist baccalaureate, but then I went to fine art school. Science is more for me a kind of tool, something that is at the more simple thing is to take something from nature, take it in the studio, and then observe it, change a parameter like temperature, humidity, heat. It's a way for me of having a kind of relationship with matter. It's also kind of ambivalent. It's always coming from an intuition. Often by chance things happen, and that I find interesting. And from this point I will try to put in place a kind of protocol to isolate the thing that happened and reproduce it.
Why do you leave so much space for chance?
For me, it's very important because at the end, science, the way I use it, is only a certain way how to cook in the studio. At the end, for me, what is important, what I can give to people who are experiencing what I do is more like a space of freedom of mind in a certain way. Like it's not at all important for me to understand at the end what happened. It's important for me, almost like a painter, for a very simple thing like composition, to control how the shapes emerge, how they evolve. But at the end, for me, and the scientific understanding is not at all what I want to give. Is more like a space where people will be able to think, to recognize shapes, to think about memories of landscapes, and at the end, just creating spaces that are more suitable than a blank page to people, so that people can project memories, things, landscapes they already seen, some moments or some projection in a certain way. There is nothing I want to tell in a certain way. I don't feel as an artist the one who should tell to people how to behave or how to think. For me, yes, the experience to artworks is something that is very personal, and it's also changing with time.
I was wondering if you could just give, from the perspective of an artist, what is the advice that you can give to people to encourage them to just open up to art?
Just to go to the museum or go to the cinema, never read anything before, just experience. And then if you are interested, you can read what people talk about, your friends, read. And if you didn't feel anything, go to another museum and experience again.
Art has the power to stimulate the viewers to make them understand the world and themselves better. And how do artists stimulate themselves to create? Join me in the studio of Mathilde Denize, whose practice is oriented towards paintings, installations, sculptures, performance, and video, for some answers. How do you boost your creativity and curiosity?
I think my way to be curious and to imagine some stuff at the studio is just life and my life. And first, my friends, and they are artists for the most of them, are just my inspiration and my dialogue with the world. I did a lot of videos and photos with my phone of a lot of scene and a lot of situation and a lot of little thing, little fragment of life. And this is with me also. I can see a bird and this is an idea for the new paintings, you know. I began a few years ago to collect and reuse some fragments of objects. They're completely useless, and it was at first for create a little museum at home to feel great, you know, to have some poetics view around my room and etc. And today I mixed this practice and the paintings because painting is the starting point, and then I put painting on in different way for costume for a performance or costume in a movie, and all this thing talking about my difficulties to figure and to find a way to talk about the presence and the absence of the figure every time.
And when you work on a specific exhibition, do you choose the types of works that you're putting before? So do you plan that you want to have some paintings and then some sculptures, or is it a natural process and everything, you know,
it's
comes
an
out?
Intuitive process.
Intuitive
process,
process.
yes. And I do the both together, so everything is linked. And if I find something, if I find a motif that I like, I will put it in the another painting. And if something is revealed in this other one that I do, I will put it in. So it's a dialogue, permanent dialogue between the both. The colors and the forms, they give me the direction.
And they can be either forms that you see somewhere on the street or you see in a cinema.
Exactly. It's really open. But I work a lot with music.
In what way?
To be focused on it.
Oh, so you listen to music while working?
A lot of music. Yeah.
Okay, what are you currently listening to?
A lot of Brian Eno. Okay. It's like a meditative way to be with the paintings.
And then when you look at the paintings, do you see reflection of the music, or?
I don't know, but I think it's in your body, you know?
So it's more getting you into a specific state that you can work freely rather than look for direct inspiration from the music to the painting.
The music give you an energy, you know, slow one or electric one, and I think it's energy in the body, it's a vibe. So yeah, I think display.
And when you work, you don't only get boost of inspiration from the world that surrounds you, but you are also very introspective. You use your own works to rework them, so you cut your paintings and you make different works of art from them. Why?
Art has to be a game for me, really.
In what sense?
In a sense that I think nothing is really finished and don't have to be finished. I think it's really important that art, paintings, sculpture are not secret, and you can destroy it when you want. This is freedom for me.
Once the artwork is finished, it's ready to be shown to the world. From exhibitions to auctions, it circulates and stimulates audiences across the globe. How do galleries select their artists? Who can buy art? And what's the best way to get started? Make sure to see our next episode and don't forget to subscribe to Vogue Polska YouTube channel. Au revoir.